this guy sounds like he really cares about the building experience and that the customer is really happy right the way through the process and on time, on budget, was just coming through with you all the time.
We wanted to get started a lot sooner than we did, but on reflection, that investment in time sets you up for a very successful build, and it covers off most of the concerns or topics that you think you may come across. As each element came up that we needed to explore, we went through that in a very logical and what appeared to be a systematic approach. The land's on a very, very steep slope in the Adelaide foothills. We were wanting to make absolutely certain that whatever builder we engaged had some experience in building on a site that was similar to what we'd bought. So I think the design element was so crucial in the whole process to us. One, to prove out the concept that we could build something that we were going to be happy with, once it was completed. But secondly, I think just the detail that we went through. Our initial understanding of the building industry was that you'd sign a contract and the length of time that the build might take would be sort of based on a best guess, and it would be a pretty rubbery estimate. This is a perception that I had, and Tina I probably shared. So when you came to walk us through your online portal and shared with us, your Gantt charts and the build time and how that was broken into the various components, and with some confidence, I might add, you didn't kind of just talk, we hope to do this or we'd like to do that. It was very definitive in terms of how long that build process was going to be, and it included, obviously working through winter in a challenging site. It included working over the Christmas period or through the Christmas period. So there were certainly some unknowns that I'm certain existed, but the way the program was framed, each milestone was hit, and if it wasn't, it was explained and very quickly caught up. Well, we certainly had variations. Most would have been driven by us as the client. So I thought that the variations or the change process was managed really effectively. It's all documented, including, I guess, from the initial selection. So there was no ambiguity around, he said, she said. It was all very clearly documented. So if there were any points of dispute, we could quickly go and both view those out of the same library of fact and work through, if there was some misunderstanding, how we could come to resolve that. Probably the only, when we say conflict, it was the only time that we really needed to have a site meeting to talk through how we were going to come to a landing on it. We had an audience to share our thoughts on what had happened, and we came to a landing fairly quickly, I think, on a resolution, and it was taken on board to get the balustrade and stairs and the glass fixed.
I couldn't believe we were building a house. I thought we should be more stressed, but we weren't. I just felt really comfortable that I knew exactly if I was going to do this in the kitchen, it was X amount more. If I was taking that off, it was X amount less, and it was like really clear that it was even amount.
I would say professional, and I would say also efficient. I think all the things that we were expecting were delivered on, in terms of being very professional. And I think from a relatively small builder who's growing, that to me says a lot, because it really is all about aspirations, perhaps, of taking the business to the next level. And we're just very pleased to be part of that growth and process. I would say if I were a prospective client looking to build the conversations that you'd have with Jackson and Enduro would only add value to the process. You would walk away more likely to go with someone like Enduro than you would less likely would be